In 1978, a group of researchers at Northwestern University conducted a study that changed psychology forever. They interviewed two very different groups of people. The first group was made up of lottery winners, people who had won massive jackpots, the kind of money that we all dream about, the kind of money that is supposed to solve every problem you have. The second group was made up of victims of catastrophic accidents, people who had been paralyzed from the waist down or became quadriplegic, people who had suffered the kind of tragedy we all fear. The researchers asked both groups to rate their happiness on a scale of 1 to 5. Common sense tells us the results should be opposite. The lottery winners should be a 5. The accident victims should be a 1. But that is not what happened. A year after the event, the lottery winners rated their happiness at 4 out of 5. The accident victims rated their happiness at 2.96 out of 5. The difference was negligible. The millionaires were barely happier than the people who could no longer walk. How is this possible? How can a mountain of cash and a wheelchair result in almost the same emotional state? The answer lies in a biological glitch in your brain. A glitch that keeps you running, chasing, and consuming without ever actually getting anywhere. Psychologists call it the hedonic treadmill. And if you don't understand how it works, you are destined to spend your entire life chasing a ghost. To understand the treadmill, you have to understand your brain's baseline. Your brain is not designed to be happy. It is designed to survive. And for survival, satisfaction is dangerous. Imagine our ancestors on the savannah. If they found a fruit tree and felt perfectly satisfied forever, they would stop looking for food. They would sit under the tree, smile, and eventually starve or get eaten by a lion. So nature gave us a mechanism called hedonic adaptation. When something good happens, like finding a fruit tree, or in modern terms, getting a promotion, your brain releases a spike of dopamine. You feel a rush of joy. This is the reward signal. But the brain cannot maintain that spike. High levels of dopamine are metabolically expensive and distracting. So, very quickly, your brain calibrates to the new reality. The fruit tree becomes normal. The promotion becomes normal. The new Porsche in your driveway becomes just the car you drive to work. Your emotional state returns to its baseline. This is the treadmill. You run hard to get the prize. You get the prize. You feel good for a moment. And then the treadmill speeds up and you are back exactly where you started, looking for the next prize. This is why you can look at your life today, which is likely filled with luxuries that a medieval king couldn't dream of, like air conditioning, antibiotics, and smartphones, and still feel meh. You have adapted to the miracle. The hedonic treadmill creates a psychological illusion known as the arrival fallacy. This is the belief that once I make it to X, then I will be happy. Once I make $100,000, I'll be happy. Once I get married, I'll be happy. Once I buy the house, I'll be happy. We treat happiness like a destination, a place on a map that we can travel to and live in. But happiness isn't a place. It's a pulse. There is a famous interview with the actor Jim Carrey where he says, "I think everybody should get rich and famous and do everything they ever dreamed of so they can see that it's not the answer." When you achieve a goal, you don't just get the reward. You also get a new set of problems. You buy the big house. Now you have a massive mortgage, higher property taxes, and 3 empty rooms that need furniture. You have to hire a landscaper. You worry about security. The arrival is a mirage. As soon as you arrive, the horizon moves further away. This is why we see billionaires who are still aggressively trying to make more money. It's not greed in the traditional sense. It's the treadmill. They are running just to feel the same level of satisfaction they felt when they made their first million. So, if the brain adapts to everything, why is the treadmill dangerous? Why not just enjoy the temporary spikes? The danger is financial. It's called lifestyle creep. Let's say you earn $50,000 a year. You live in a small apartment. You drive an old Honda. You are relatively happy, But you want more. You work hard and get a new job paying $100,000. Suddenly, the old apartment feels cramped. The Honda feels embarrassing. So you upgrade. You get the luxury apartment and the BMW. For 3 months, you feel rich. But then, hedonic adaptation kicks in. The BMW becomes normal. The apartment becomes normal. But here is the trap. Your happiness has reset to the baseline, but your expenses have stayed high. You cannot go back. Going back to the old apartment would now feel like a painful loss. You are trapped. You must keep earning $100,000 just to maintain your baseline happiness. If you lose your job, you are devastated. You have built a golden cage for yourself. This is why high-income earners often live paycheck to paycheck. They aren't buying freedom, they are buying a higher baseline. They are running faster on the treadmill just to stay in the same place. So is it hopeless? Are we doomed to be dissatisfied forever? No, but you have to hack the system. You cannot stop the brain from adapting, but you can choose what you adapt to. Research in positive psychology, led by Dr. Sonia Lyubomirsky, suggests that while 50% of our happiness is genetic and 10% is circumstance, a massive 40% is under our control. Here are the 3 ways to step off the treadmill. Strategy 1. Buy experiences, not things. Things are static. A car sits in the driveway. It never changes. Your brain adapts to static things incredibly fast. Within 2 weeks, the new car is invisible to you. Experiences are dynamic. A trip to Japan, a cooking class, a concert, these are fleeting. Because they don't last, your brain doesn't have time to adapt to them. You enjoy the moment, and then you enjoy the memory. The memory often gets better with time, whereas the car gets worse. Strategy 2. Practice negative visualization. This is an ancient Stoic technique. Instead of visualizing what you want, visualize losing what you have. Imagine, just for 5 minutes, that your house burned down. Imagine you lost your job. Imagine you broke your leg. Really feel the loss. Then, open your eyes. You still have the house. You still have the job. You can still walk. By simulating the loss, you reset your baseline. You trick your brain into appreciating the normal things again. You get a spike of dopamine not from getting something new, but from realizing you already have enough. Strategy 3. The progress principle. Dopamine comes from pursuit, not capture. If you make your goal to have $1 million, you will be miserable until you get it, and bored as soon as you have it. But if you make your goal to become a better investor, that is a continuous process. You can get a dopamine hit every day from learning something new, from reading a book, from analyzing a stock. Shift your focus from the outcome to the process. The training never ends, so the satisfaction never has to end. The hedonic treadmill is not a defect. It is a survival mechanism. It kept our ancestors moving, exploring, and building. But you don't live on the savannah anymore. You live in a world of abundance. If you let the treadmill run your life, you will be the donkey chasing the carrot. You will run until you collapse, never realizing that the carrot is attached to a stick that is taped to your own forehead. You have to stop running. Look around. Look at what you have right now. There was a version of you 5 years ago who would have killed to have what you have today. Don't let your brain steal that victory from you. Step off the treadmill.